Hello and welcome to the Limerick Lowdown, brought to you from the beautiful campus here at the University of Limerick. First up, the headlines. Castletroy Farmers Market booms as people look for a reason to get out of the house. Top Limerick music promoter talks reforming licensing laws, and residents have their say on student parties in Castletroy. While many businesses have faced closure over the past year, one sector that has seen increased activity is farmers markets. Castletroy Market is one of many farmers markets reporting larger crowds in the past 6 months. Our reporter Nolan tells us more.
Not even the ever-changing Irish weather could hamper the spirits in the Castletroy Farmers Market last week. While small traders all over Ireland have been under increasing pressure due to the Level 5 lockdown restrictions, in small markets like this, business is thriving.
I'm coming down from Donegal, so it's busy when I'm coming the whole way down the country, and it's still making it worthwhile, you know. We've loads of fresh fish from Killybegs, Greencastle, all local Irish stuff, and it's a really nice community here, both in the market community itself, with all the stalls, and the community itself.
While lockdown stress has crept up on many of us, the locals in Castletroy find the market to be a breath of fresh air.
Lots of people come from, as far as they can, obviously the 5K, all homemade stuff, and it's all local, so it's lovely to support each other, and in hail, rain or snow we have the markets here on a Friday.
Market management say an influx of new traders have given this market a huge boost at a key moment in its development.
In general, all of the stall holders here are very friendly, they're very nice. Some of them are fairly first time, they've only been here for 3 or 4 months. Some of them have been doing markets for 10, 20 years. But overall we found the attendance to be fantastic. As you can see, even on a really bad day, the market stalls still continue to come. Castletroy seems to be a very, very busy suburb. And we're just happy that we're here and that we can support everyone.
A leading Limerick music promoter has said that the nightlife industry is in danger unless the sector can get more support. Reddie has more.
Limerick was once one of the most vibrant cities in Ireland, known for its nightlife and live music. However, now the only sounds coming from these well-known venues is that of silence. The future of Limerick's beloved nightlife scene remains very unclear for many people.
I think it'll probably be a completely different culture to before COVID, just because if they're going to be opening later and stuff, I think it'll definitely change how people go out.
There'll be plenty of restrictions put in place. We're going to have to be wearing masks. We're going to have to be social distancing.
Hopefully there's a big resurgence in nightlife, because it's something the Irish have always done very well. So I think we'll have to make a good effort when things open back up to keep all the old pubs that we love so much to stay open,
Chaz Maloney, one of Limerick's biggest promoters, is calling for more support in the nightlife sector. He first speaks of the effect that the closure of nightclubs has had on his business.
It's been devastating, really. We did a gig back in March. I think March 4th was our last time we did a gig, and we were just kind of getting to our full potential then. And then next week we were in level 5 lockdown. So it's been very, very tough. It shouldn't have taken a pandemic for them to change the legislation, to be honest. Clubs were suffering long before the pandemic hit. I was looking at some figures on the Give Us the Night website earlier. And for a club to open 6 nights per week, maybe they're getting an average of an extra 2 hours per night. So that's an extra 12 hours per week. To get the special exemption orders, it was €128,000 per year.
Although the future seems brighter, our nation must first bounce back from this pandemic before we will ever see bouncers back on our nightclub doors.
While the pandemic has put everyone on edge, one group has seen a rise in prejudice. Third-level students in Limerick are on the receiving end of increased Garda patrols and bias from the local community. Erin Carey reports.
Guilty until proven innocent? While UL students have been making the headlines for all the wrong reasons, here in Milford Grange this week, all seemed calm. Students we have spoken to in recent days say much of the negative attention is unjustified and unfair. Dara Lahan has lived here for 3 years.
The guard pulled me over and then he was asking why all students are in Castletroy. He just pulled one of my friends over just before he pulled me over, and he was asking him about whether he was in college in UL and whether it was essential for him to be in UL. It makes no difference if you're a student here or not. We all have the same right to live in Castletroy.
All across campus, people have been feeling the change. We caught up with student David Leahy outside the UL library.
From like the general public, I have noticed, and sometimes when you're walking along the streets, you get looks. I'm okay with that. The thing I'm not okay with is the discrimination from guards.
Speaking to the other members of the Castletroy community, local Jenny O'Sullivan has noticed the change in attitude.
When I saw students coming into Aldi's close to me, I found myself moving away. But there's a lot of students are adhering to the restrictions and they are behaving themselves. But it's always the same. Bad news travels fast.
Normally, on a sunny day like today, this courtyard would be bustling with students. Now the hope is, as vaccines continue to roll out, that life and freedom will return to normal.
And now it's over to Ronan at the sports desk.
Thanks, Lisa. The deferred 2020 Olympic Games remain on track to take place later this summer. Here's the latest on the positive developments that have been taking place in Tokyo this week. The IOC this week have confirmed that 30,000 athletes participating at the Games later this summer will receive the coronavirus vaccine, almost ensuring that the Tokyo Games will go ahead. The announcement comes as positive news for Team Ireland as their preparations towards the Games continues. Speaking to Limerick Lowdown sprinter Thomas Barr is prepared for all eventualities.
If it doesn't go ahead, it doesn't go ahead, but I'm training as if it is 100% we're ready to go in 6 months.
To rugby next, and Keith Earls has put pen to paper with the IRFU this week. The 34-year-old Limerick winger has signed a deal which will keep him at Munster and Ireland for at least one more season. Earls, who made his Ireland debut in 2008, has won 92 Ireland caps and is the country's second top try scorer of all time with 33 tries. He also toured with the Lions to South Africa in 2009 and has donned the Red of Munster 177 times as he looks to kick on his career from home. Our final story, Limerick Lowdown reporter Ivan Smyth caught up with Treaty United manager Niall Connolly as senior soccer made its long-awaited return to Limerick.
It's been a bumpy road for Limerick soccer in recent years, but one good news story is the rise of Treaty United. Women's manager Niall Connolly says a strong identity is key for what he is trying to develop.
We want to create an identity within Treaty United. You know, we're representing the Midwest region of Munster. We want to create an identity that people can relate to. But more importantly, that when you watch Treaty, that you can clearly see that this is a Treaty United style of football. That people are fully aware of what we're going to do. That we're not chopping and changing on a weekly basis, or we're very much focusing on what we're doing. We want to create a good identity on the pitch, but also create a good identity off the pitch. That long term, that people can want to be part of Treaty, and we want to inspire the younger generations to be part of what we're doing as well. And you can only do that by having a clear identity, a high performance culture, and a clear ethos. And that's what we want to do. We want to really establish a strong identity that inspires, everyone within the Midwest region.
The Women's National League campaign commences next Saturday. Limerick Soccer Eyes will be firmly focused on Treaty's away trip to Bohemians in the opening round. One thing is clear, with Treaty leading the City charge this season, the future of Limerick soccer looks a whole lot brighter. This is Ivan Smyth for Limerick Lowdown at UL Pavilion.
That's all here from the sports desk. It's back to the newsroom.
And now it's over to Caitlin for something a little bit different.
So I was going to talk about the weather, but as you can see, it's just a little bit depressing. So instead, here's some happy headlines in Ireland today.
From all the team at the Limerick Lowdown and from everyone here at the University of Limerick, slán go fóill.